I'm Brian Finneran, the Fire Marshal for the Garden City Fire Department. I'm here today to give a brief overview of our organization. It'll be followed by some of our department members giving virtual tours of our frontline fire engine and rescue squad. The Garden City Fire Department is dedicated to providing comprehensive all-hazard emergency services for our community, ranging from fire suppression and advanced life support ambulance service to specialized rescue and hazardous material response. The department staff includes the fire chief, fire marshal, 21 career firefighter paramedics, who are cross-trained to provide both fire and EMS services. We also provide fire prevention education and complementary smoke and carbon monoxide detectors when they are available through grants and donations. We're constantly working to enhance our service and provide the highest quality, most efficient response possible. Our department participates in automatic aid and mutual aid agreements with the surrounding communities to enhance our abilities when dealing with structure fires and larger scale incidents. We are proud to protect and serve the citizens of Garden City as well as those who work in or visit our community. We value and appreciate the support this city and its residents give our fire department and stand ready to respond whenever we are needed. I hope you enjoy the virtual tour of our fire engine and rescue squad, and I encourage you to visit some of our links posted on the Garden City website, including fire safety information, apps, and games for the kids.
Okay, I'm Engineer Ken Della, Garden City Fire Department, and my job as engineer is to drive the fire truck, take care of all the aspects of the fire truck, and most importantly, deliver water on the fires. In the truck, we have the driver's compartment. Then, of course, we move back to our firefighter's position. Our firefighter's position has an SCBA bottle, an air bottle built right into the seat. So if we do pull up to a house or a car or anything that's on fire, the firefighter in the back can put all of his gear on, he can put his pack on, and when he gets ready, when we pull up, he can immediately come out ready to fight the fire. And right to his left here are the hoses, where he'll grab a hose, pull it straight up to whatever is on fire. This here is the pump. This is what I handle as an engineer, the pump panel, how much water we deliver, when and where. We take into account a lot of things, including friction and volume and all kinds of fun stuff. We always make sure that we give the firefighter the right amount of water. We have multiple compartments on here. Basically, the fire truck is a big toolbox with all the tools that we need for whatever may arise. This compartment, we have everything we need for a high-rise fire. Even though we don't have a lot of high-rises in the city, neighboring communities do, and we do have the senior tower, so we have to make sure we have enough hose to get to fire anywhere in the building. Also, this is our RIT pack, and a RIT pack is a rapid intervention team. If we ever have an emergency with a firefighter down, we have all the equipment here to get to the firefighter and aid them in getting out of whatever situation they're in. On the same side of the truck, we have everything we need for a fire. A firefighter never goes into a fire without a tool, whether it be an axe or a hammer or a Halligan bar. We also use these for rapid entry. If the door is locked, we have to make entry we can. Chainsaws and saws, everything we need. Tarps for a fire. If we come around the back of the truck, underneath the tarps, we have everything we need to connect to the fire hydrant. We have 800 feet of large diameter hose, we call it LDH, so we can connect it to the fire hydrant. So, of course, right underneath that here, we have the tools that'll let us access the hydrant and turn the water on the hydrant. Also, a tool all the firefighters use now are fans. What these fans do is we can charge the house with fresh air after we've put the fire out to move the smoke out so the firefighters can see. Word of caution though with a fan, if you turn the fan on when the fire is still going, it's the same as putting gas on the fire. It'll immediately kick up. So it's a very good tool, but it has to be used properly or problems can arise. These are the Jaws of Life. These are new units. We got them on a grant. Actually, they are battery powered, so we don't have to use a power head anymore. So they're very quiet to use. They're very powerful. They're very heavy. But inside of these, they're not just batteries. The battery operated hydraulic pump. And these things can open up any car very quickly. We have a cutter, we have a spreader, and we have a ram. In case of an accident where car accordions, we can push the car back open. Whenever we use the jaws of life, we always have to use cribbing. We have to make sure the car or the truck that we're working on is safe as can be for us to work on. So we accomplish that with wooden blocks mainly. As well as there being SCBA bottles in all the seats, we also have spare one here as well. All of our SCBAs were also purchased on a grant from the federal government. This one here with an extra mask is always ready to go. If we need it, we've got extras as well, because they do see quite extreme environments. This is called our bumper line because we keep this line on the bumper of the truck. We'll use this for a car fire or a dumpster fire. We don't need a lot of water. We can pull it pretty close, quick to deploy, easy to put away. When you see the lights and sirens, please move to the right.
Hi everyone, I'm Gavin Gizmondi. I'm a firefighter here at Garden City Fire Department, and we're going to be going through the rescue today. So the rescue is just like a regular car that you all have at home. We have a couple added features though. Inside we have our controls for our lights and sirens. We have our computer, which is going to show our dispatch information, so when we get a call we have a little bit of information about the call, and then we have our radios that we can talk to our dispatch and back to our home station here at Garden City. Go ahead and move into the back. Bunch of features on the ambulance. In here we have a bunch of equipment, splints for when people have broken bones or get injured. We have our oxygen for when we need to do medical procedures that involve oxygen. It's a really big tank. And then on the other side we'll show you some of the portable oxygen. Compartment here. So we mostly do rescue here on the ambulance, but we also respond to fires. So we have storage compartments for our gear. Our lieutenant keeps his gear up here. We also have cones for traffic accidents. We have tape for taping off down power lines or places we don't want people to go. Come back here. It's another gear compartment for us. This is for the medic. We have our air packs for when we go into fires. We have a fire extinguisher for if we have a small fire and the ambulance responds, along with our tools. And this is the other firefighter's gear compartment. All right, and then we're going to move to this compartment, which holds some of our backboarding. If someone gets in an accident and we need to be able to lift them, these are rigid backboards that we can put the person on. And also, we have our stair chair, which is like a foldable wheelchair. We can put a patient on this and we can wheel them downstairs or carry them. It has handles down here that extend for easy moving, and when we got to carry them down the stairs, it has tank tracks. Folds up really easily and fits nicely into our ambulance. The biggest thing we have is some of our portable equipment. We have our Lucas device in case we need to do CPR. It actually does CPR for us. Then we have our oxygen. It's portable, just like the big tank I showed you on the other side. We have a bunch of little tanks here with all the equipment we need to give someone oxygen. We have our drugs. We have an A-pack, which has some little ancillary drugs that we can use, and then our large box is full of like our narcotics and things like that we can use on the ambulance and during our cardiac arrest. We have a jump bag, which has a multitude of things that we can use on any number of calls, from cuts and bruises to CPRs with our bag valve masks. We have SAM splints for broken bones. We have an extra glucometer case we need to check someone's sugar. And then it is all stored in these compartments here, and we have extra oxygen back here. Our medic sits here in our big captain's chair, and then patients go on the cot. If we need to do anything, take patients' vital signs, their blood pressure, their pulse oximetry, it all happens with this machine here. We also are able to look at people's hearts, and we can deliver electricity if we need to in a medical procedure. This is pretty much the backbone of most of our EMS calls. We have a bunch of cabinets throughout the ambulance that house multiples of everything because we want to be able to restock through different calls without having to return to the station, and we can also treat multiple patients. We have a bunch of stuff over here. These are our C-collars for traffic accidents. If someone hurts their neck or back, we can put those on. We have our IO gun, which is, if we can't get an IV, we can put a needle into someone's bone. And this is all the equipment we need for that. And our last feature on the ambulance, our newest addition, is called the power load. It helps us with lifting and moving the patient. So this cot can hold, this power lift system can hold 700 pounds on this cot when we lift it up. So it saves our back when we're lifting patients and moving them in and out of the ambulance. So if we have a patient on here, we load them in. Our lights turn green, and then the power load takes over and lifts the patient up, and we can slide them in with ease. And it securely holds the patient while we transport them to the hospital.
Hi, I'm Scott Bernhardt with the Garden City Fire Department. Today we're going to talk about stop, drop, and roll. We have Ryan Bernhardt and Ken Bernhardt here to demonstrate the technique for stop, drop, and roll, as well as we're going to put on a firefighter turnout gear and explain some of the safety equipment that we have on that. So the first thing we're going to do with stop, drop, and roll is it's used for if you happen to catch fire on your shirt, on your pants. The idea is to cover your face. So go ahead and cover your face, guys. You're going to get down on the floor and log roll. So go ahead and lay down on the floor. Cover your face and roll back and forth. Yep. There you go. All right, guys, good job. Now we're going to discuss some of the turnout gear that we wear on fires. This is firefighter Gavin Gismondi, and he's going to be putting on his turnout gear, and we're going to have the kids help explain some of the gear that we have. So the first thing we're going to put on is our bunker pants. And some of the things we wear the bunker pants for is to help protect our feet and our legs. As you notice, the boots are thick-soled so we can step on things you would run into in a fire, and that would help protect our feet from burning and anything that would potentially puncture through the bottom of the soles into our feet. We wear the suspenders because they're heavy so they don't fall off. And do you notice anything about the knees of his pants?
There's padding.
There's padding, that's right. That's so if the smoke and the heat come down on us, we can get down on our hands and knees, and that helps protect our knees. The next piece of equipment we're going to wear is it's called a hood, and he's going to put that over his head. And what do you think that helps protect?
His head and his ears.
Yep,
And
it's
his neck.
Yep, it's going to help protect him from getting burned, right? So the next piece that you put on is our turnout gear coat. And that's just going to help protect his chest and his arms from getting burned. And it's going to keep the heat away from us. So lastly, we're going to put on an SCBA. This is our breathing pack. And this is what we put on when we go into fires. So the oxygen eats up the oxygen in a building, right? And it releases a lot of bad smoke and stuff that we can't be breathing. So we put this pack on, and we wear a mask, and that gives us fresh air to breathe while we're inside the fire. I know once we get all this gear on, I'll have Gavin put on his mask and talk through the mask. And it can be kind of scary for kids when you have all this gear on. We kind of look big and scary, but the biggest thing to know is when you see a firefighter like this in the house, you want to go to him because they can help get you out of the building, right? You don't want to hide away from a firefighter. You want to come to them so that you can get out of the building with them, okay?
And be safe.
And be safe, exactly. So once he's got his hood and his pack on, the last thing he's going to put on is his helmet. And what do you think that protects?
His head.
Yep. It protects his head from stuff falling on it. So he kind of sounds like Darth Vader with his mask on, doesn't he? Yeah. Yeah.
Do you guys hear me?
Yeah.
So
a little differently, don't I?
Sounds
So-
like you're plugging your nose like this.
Sounds like I'm gonna go underwater, right?
yeah. So he kind of sounds like he's a robot or something, but you want to go to him and he's going to help you get out, okay?
Thank you for watching our virtual tour. I hope you learned more about the Garden City Fire Department and the equipment we use to protect and serve our community. Please feel free to contact us if you have any questions or if you need assistance by sending an email to us at fireprevention@gardencitymi.org.